Hi, my name is Diana, the Dummy Cook, and today I'm going to list the reasons why it is so cool having two mixing bowls when you are cooking with Thermomix. Now, before I start, having two bowls is not a must. A Thermomix comes with one bowl and it's more than enough. Yep. Last time I went to Spain, my family brought their Thermomix to our Airbnb and I cooked for 9 people all week with just one bowl and I was perfectly fine. So don't be disappointed if you just have one. But if you have the chance of getting two, I'm going to show you why that will be a good idea. Dedicated bowls permanently. In order to avoid cross-contamination, you can use a dedicated bowl for special dietary needs. For example, gluten-free bowl, everyday bowl, or for religious reasons, the kosher bowl, the everyday bowl. Some people cook meals for their pets and they like to keep a bowl just for that. Others like to keep one bowl for sweet dishes and one for savory meals to avoid any possible spicy odor in the bowl, especially when you're using turmeric, for example. If you see the boil lid going green, don't worry, put it under the sun for a few hours and it will be back to black. Dedicated bowls on occasion. Sometimes you don't need a permanent dedicated bowl with a label to identify it. Sometimes you just want to use a dedicated bowl for the evening, like a lady that was using a bowl for margaritas and another one for mojitos during the whole time she was hosting a cocktail party. That's very smart. For that same reason, someone might want to have a dedicated bowl while baking. A clean bowl is key for perfect whipped egg whites and merengues. So they use one bowl for whipping and the other for the rest of their baking. Faster, more efficient cooking. Many times a recipe will ask for grated Parmesan or confectioner's sugar or rice flour, and with two bowls you can switch to create that pantry staple from scratch really quick and then go back to your main recipe. Other recipes will ask you to wash the bowl to be able to continue. What do I do? Not now. Switcheroo. A very similar case is when a recipe is asking you to put everything in a container and then keep cooking. You don't need to wash anything, but you still have to look for a container, empty the bowl. Well, I don't do that. I switch bowls and I keep going. Other times, your risotto needs to rest in the bowl where it was made, but the recipe has more steps, so you can switch bowls and not waste any second. 2 more examples on cooking faster. You have finished the soup and you can leave it inside the bowl so it stays hot while you make the next recipe. Once you're done, you have both meals hot and ready. Or you just made one dish and you haven't decided where to put the contents yet, but you can start cooking the next one. Yes, the mashed potato is here, but let me get started on the chocolate pudding. Now, let's talk about one feature that really blew my mind the other day. Batch cooking. I have heard of batch cooking many times. I don't personally do it because I like to make one recipe at a time and eat it hot and then obviously eat some leftovers during the next few days. But I know many people that need to do batch cooking and they ask me how to use Thermomix for that. I have always told people that when you have all the ingredients on the table, some recipes are really easy to repeat. When I'm the margarita station at a party, all I need is the liquor, limes, sugar, and ice around me, and I can fill up a pitcher every 5 minutes or less, just by repeating the same recipe over and over. The same happens to recipes that are fast. Are you making a lot of guacamole? Each batch only takes 3 to 4 minutes, so keep going and make the same recipe more times, right? But what I had not tried was to use 2 bowls to batch at the same time, and it really took things to a whole new level. So, the other day, I was making 2 pumpkin pies for 2 potluck parties. I was in a rush and I wanted to save time. So I put the second bowl on the table and I started adding the same thing to both bowls. This one needs 15 ounces of canned pumpkin puree. Okay, another can for the other bowl. This one needs 3 large eggs. Well, nothing to measure. Let's add 3 eggs here. Now we need 1 TSP of cinnamon. Alrighty, 1 TSP of cinnamon right here. And when a mixing step was needed in the Thermomix, I will do it first with one bowl, then I will go back on the step and then do it again with the other bowl. Once I added the batter to the baking pans, both pans went into the oven. I guess I could have done the whole process again and get another 2 cakes in another 6 minutes, really. So, there you go. Next time someone asks if the Thermomix can make enough food for the whole family, Here's a great example.
Yep.
In reality, follow this example anytime that you have one recipe cooking, let's say for 40 minutes, and you want to get started with the next recipe. Look at the initial ingredients. If what you need to add are things that are already measured, for example, look at this broccoli salad recipe. 1 desert apple, 1 red bell pepper, a TSP of mustard. You could start adding all those things in the second bowl and just finish adding the items that needed to be measured once the Thermomix is done cooking the previous recipe. All right, let's mention a few more ways to use a second bowl. Dough proofing. You can leave the dough proofing in one bowl while using the other for other cooking tasks. Dry bowl. Some steps need a very dry bowl to work, like milling sugar into confectioner sugar. You don't want to have any moisture in the bowl, so just get the other one. Cold bowl. Sometimes it might be a good idea to keep one bowl chilled for recipes requiring lower temperatures, such as whipped cream or smoothies. And talking about smoothies, did you just make one and you didn't finish it? Well, keep the bowl in the fridge. You have another one to keep cooking. That's the list of ways to take advantage of a second bowl. Do you like it? How many had you not thought about? So, how do I get a second mixing bowl, you ask? You can always buy one from the website, thermomix.com. At the time of this video, a second mixing bowl, including the blades, the base, the lid, and the measuring cup, it's $199 plus tax. But sometimes we might have an offer where a second mixing bowl is included. Those don't come around often, so I wouldn't wait for one if I wanted to own a Thermomix now. A friend of mine once put it this way: I know I need my Thermomix. Once you have one, you don't want to cook without it, right? So, if I needed a Thermomix, like I do now, yes, she was going to spend very long periods of time in a different town for work, so she needed one, okay? I wouldn't wait 4 months until there's an offer that I like. Imagine that I was moving to a new house and they didn't have a dishwasher. Would I wait 4 months in order to save $100 because the deal they had at the moment was not the one I wanted? No. I need a dishwasher today and I'm getting it whether they give me a $200 gift, a $100 gift, or nothing really. Same thing with Thermomix. I wouldn't advise you to wait for an offer with a bowl because those might come around only a couple times a year. But if that's the offer they have right now, I will totally take advantage of it. If your consultant sent you this video, give them a call right away. If you don't have a consultant, I'm it. Please contact me right here. So, 2 bowls. Like I said at the beginning, it's still a nice to have. You are not stopped from cooking because you don't have to, but it's really nice to have them. Thank you so much for watching. If you have more ideas on how to use 2 bowls, please write them in the comments. I would love to know about them. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and if you need a Thermomix in your life, you know what to do. Please email me right here, or you can use my purchase link. It's in the comments and it gives you free shipping. Thank you so much.